Hey, Dan Meyer here, and I'm back once again with 5 more tips on how to manage your Rockstar VA for massive business success. So today's topic is going to be specifically for authors and speakers who are currently using Filipino virtual assistants, will be using Filipino virtual assistants, used them in the past, it didn't work out, but are thinking of doing it again. Whatever the case may be, if you've hired Filipino virtual assistants, or any kind of virtual assistants, but I specialize in Filipino virtual assistants because I love the Philippines. It's my second home. Anyway, authors, speakers, and if you're a coach, a trainer, somebody's in front of a room a lot, you should be thinking about how you use a virtual assistant to help you get better at what you do, to increase your impact, to broaden your message, to give you a bigger audience. These are the 5 tips to help you optimize and make your virtual assistant not just good, but great, a true rock star. So number 1, they should promote your book or your podcast or your YouTube channel, wherever it is that you're giving your valuable content, where you're taking what's up here and you're sharing it with an audience. Your virtual assistant should be your primary promotional person, right? So they should be promoting that every day, consistently. Develop a calendar of how you want your content to be shared, who you want it shared to. Work together with your virtual assistant to research the right zip codes, the right demographics, the right geographies, the right times to be able to do your postings and make it more engagement. Bottom line is though, if you have content, you should be sharing it, but a virtual assistant can share it more consistently than you because you're probably busy doing a lot of other things, and that will be their primary job function. Also, people just they give people a bit more credence when it comes from somebody who's referring somebody. When you have an assistant who's promoting you, when you have somebody out there that's job is to make you look good, people like that. I don't know why, but they do. It's like people listen more to someone who has an assistant who gets them booked or promotes them than them themselves. Not sure why. Number 2, book podcast stages and meetups, right? So actually get booked to promote what you do on other stages, right? So if you wrote a book or if you have a podcast, YouTube channel, whatever you're doing to create things, if you are a public speaker and you want to be in front of audiences, you got to get booked. You want to get booked as many times as you can fit into your schedule and make sense. You don't want to do too much and you don't want to do the wrong ones. You want to find the right ones so that when you are on a virtual or physical stage, that you are in front of your audience of people that are going to work with you, buy from you, partner with you. And to do that, you have a virtual assistant help you research it. It's not easy. This is something you could do yourself, and it's something that you can hire a virtual assistant, and they may or may not be successful at it because it's hard to find speaking gigs. There are a lot of people out there that want to talk about their story, and there are a lot of stages out there, but trying to find the right match between getting the right person on the right stage is not easy. If it were, there wouldn't be a lot of people out there trying to offer money to get you to be on their stage. Or to get you to offer money, to get you to pay to be on stage. That's really how most people get started. You actually have to pay to get on stage. You don't get paid unless you are at the top of your niche. If you are a world-class author, if you are super successful as a public speaker, then you might get paid. You might get paid if you have a certain type of expertise that is in demand, that experts are in call for. Like if you have a certain expertise, like for me, I occasionally get paid to speak about analytics because it's important, and people will pay to have speakers talk about how to improve analytics in their organization. That's an example, but most people, you got to get booked. Number 3, once you do get booked, and if there's any travel involved, you want to have your VA take care of all that travel and accommodations for you. Don't get yourself caught up in the details. Create more content, be on more stages, and let people figure out how to do the back end for you. A virtual assistant can also prepare all the things that have to go into being on a podcast or being on a stage or having a speaking engagement. You need to provide your bio. You need to provide a headshot. You need to give like a tagline, maybe a free gift that you offer, some kind of offer that you make. Then you need to invite people. You need to get promotional material, either whether you get it from the event organizer or you create it yourself. All this can be done by a virtual assistant, right? So it's preparing you for everything that happens before you actually step on that physical or virtual stage. Number 4, you want to learn and apply new technology. There is always something new, a new app that you can use to get out there with your audience. Right now, people are crazy about Clubhouse. TikTok is blowing up. Neither one were a big deal a year ago. Zoom a year and a half ago was small, right? And it's become huge. People are using events. Eventbrite's blown up. There are things that are always coming and evolving, things that evolve. Like, for example, on Instagram, used to just be posts and they added stories. Now they add reels. On Facebook, you can do stories, you can do reels on Facebook as well. They're not called reels, but you can do things anyway. You could just spend all your time trying to stay current, and it will get you nowhere. Delegate your learnings. Delegate using the two technologies. Delegating using these new things to a virtual assistant. Let them be the one to figure out how to make it happen. So all you have to do is show up and speak. That's my goal in life, and I've been pretty successful at it. I've been able to have talks. I've spoken on many stages across many countries. I get booked to speak on a regular basis, and most of the work done to find the stages, to secure the stages, to prepare for the stages is all done by my team. I just show up and I speak, and that's what I love to do. So if you are a speaker or an author, and I've written a book and do the same thing, I love going and being able to sign a book. There's nothing more fun than taking your book and being able to sign it and give it to somebody. So when you do that, it's such an empowering experience. So if you're an author or a speaker, your virtual assistant helps you get in places where you can share what you do best. So apply and learn new technology is important as well. And then finally, never book yourself. I mentioned this before, and I'm going to finish on this really important fact. This is a fact. People will book you much more often if you are being booked by your assistant. If you try to book yourself, people just don't believe that you're all that good, because obviously you have the time to book yourself and you can't afford or don't want an assistant to do it for you. If somebody's out there promoting you and sharing, hey, I work for this person, I'm their assistant, and they're an author, and I want to get them on your podcast, people just reply a lot more than they will if you're trying to book yourself. So never book yourself. Let your assistant book for you. Now, if you have stages you're on all the time, if you've made friends with the event organizers, if you are part of a team of speakers that go around together, that's different. But if you're trying to book yourself individually, just you, to speak on somebody's podcast or on someone's stage, and you do it yourself, you're less likely to be successful than if you have an assistant do it for you. And we have virtual assistants here at Sonic VA that specialize in all these things. We can help you figure out how to use the right technology to get in the right stages, to in front of the right people, to promote yourself before and after the event, and then get more events for you. That's what we do. We let you focus on what you do best, which is providing content to your audience, by us doing all the rest. All right, so that's it. That's my 5 tips for today. So hopefully that helped you figure out how to manage your Rockstar VA to get you more speaking gigs and to have more bookings as an author. The idea is that you should be in front of your audience, sharing your content or creating new content. That's primarily what you do. Everything else should be done by a virtual assistant. So go ahead and drop a comment if you have any questions or feedback. Please subscribe to the channel. You can always check out sonicva.com if you want to learn more. Thanks for your time. Now get out there and have an amazing day.